Monday, Monday, Monday. Welcome, students. Welcome, welcome. This is reading day 3. I'm Mr. Dooley, and I'm still going over fluency and, of course, the phonics behind the amazing words from week 2. Still talking about Thunder Rose, but again, we're going to be here looking in detail at the words that come up. Our 2 words today are agriculture and disaster. One of those should be very familiar. That would be disaster. We're going to go over both of them, agriculture included, to make sure we know what they mean briefly, but the big thing is looking at the syllables and how to say them correctly. So, first of all, agriculture. That really refers to anything having to do with farm life. So, raising crops, taking care of animals. You might be thinking, well, no wonder that's what that means. We're reading Thunder Rose, the girl that works on a farm. It's also sort of a god. That is all related. You know, she's able to carry all those water pails on her shoulder and lift cows. I mean, tell me she doesn't have superpowers. But anyway, that's agriculture. She's raising things, raising crops, raising cattle, all that. That's what agriculture is. It has to do with things that are green, is what a lot of people that I know refer to it. Now, disaster, pretty straightforward. Disaster is something that is usually accidental or unplanned that is destructive. In Thunder Rose, you might all very, very well know that the big thing that's disastrous in that is the big old tornado. Also, on day 1, when we read aloud about the twisters, that was a disaster. So, let's go over the syllables as we always do. So, I'm going to try the chin trick and then do my dips second. So, chin trick. With agriculture, here we go. Agriculture. Okay, so I had 4. So, I'm going to do a star and then write the number 4. So, 4 syllables. Now I'm going to try the dips. Agriculture. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 4 on each one. Agriculture. 4, I think, is the right one. So it looks like agriculture is going to have 4 syllables in it. Again, with me. Agriculture. Agriculture. Good deal. Now let's do disaster. A little easier of the 2. Disaster. Whoa. That D at the beginning, even though it's only 2 letters, it does make up its own syllable. Let's try the dips. Well, actually, let me count the chin right before I do that, though. Disaster. So I got 3 on that one. A little star. 3. I'm going to be ready to erase, though, just in case I may have messed that up. Disaster. Got 1, 2, 3 dips. So it looks like 3 is the magic number for here. 3 syllables in disaster, 4 syllables in agriculture. Now, before we end it today, I got a question for you. This is a question that I want you to pause the video on and just to think about it before you answer. Please, here's your question. Think about a time that you or maybe your family or a loved one, friends, have you ever been in a disaster? And if you have, how would that disaster make you feel? So think about what the disaster was and how you would have felt during that disaster. What kind of words were you using? Of course, keep it PG, but what kind of words were you using? Were you talking to your family members? Were you communicating about the disaster, warning other people? Think about it. Take a minute and pause. We'll come back and talk about it. So welcome back. The reason we want to think about you being in a disaster is because we want it to relate to Thunder Rose's situation. Now, we're not godlike. We don't have superpowers like Thunder Rose, but we can still relate to being in a disaster like that, because even though Thunder Rose had those superpowers, she was still very, very worried about that tornado. She may not have shown it on her face, but you know she had to figure out a way to meet that challenge and, of course, save the farm. Now, we need to look one more time at the word agriculture. Agriculture. What kind of farms can you think of that grow different things? Are there only animal farms? Other farms do you know about? A little kind of a bonus question there for you to pause and think about. Now finally, your Google Forms assignment. Just like last time, I want you to practice saying these words, and of course you can't really put that on a Google Form, but what you can do is put these sentences into a Google Form. So write a sentence using agriculture and then a separate one using disaster, and then as you make that sentence, read that sentence out using the word agriculture and saying it carefully, and using the word disaster and saying it carefully. Disaster. Agriculture. This has been day 3 of reading. Hope we're all having a happy Monday. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.